For nearly 2 decades after the founding of the State of Israel in 1948, the city of Jerusalem was divided. East Jerusalem was controlled by the Jordanians, while West Jerusalem was controlled by the Israelis, who made it their capital. Crucially, the Old City of Jerusalem and its holy sites were in East Jerusalem. The Old City is home to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, where Christians believe Jesus Christ was buried. It is home to the Aqsa Mosque, where Muslims believe the Prophet Mohammed journeyed on his night voyage, as well as the site where they believe he ascended to heaven. And it is home to the holiest site in the world for Jews, the stone where they believe Abraham came to sacrifice his son, Isaac, and where the first and second temples stood in ancient times. During the Six-Day War in 1967, Israel captured East Jerusalem, placing the entire city under Israeli control. Israel also captured the West Bank, the Golan Heights, and the Sinai Peninsula. The latter was returned to Egypt under the 1979 peace agreement, but East Jerusalem and the Golan Heights have remained under full Israeli control. The Palestinians enjoy limited autonomy in Gaza and parts of the West Bank, but Israel maintains control of all borders and security. What is the reality in Jerusalem today? The entire city of Jerusalem is under Israeli control. Israel says there is no difference between the city's east and west, instead describing the city as its united capital. Even so, the city is largely self-segregated. East Jerusalem is largely Palestinian, while West Jerusalem is largely Israeli. Israeli cab drivers often refuse to drive to locations in East Jerusalem. But international law considers East Jerusalem, the West Bank, the Golan Heights, and Gaza as occupied territory under United Nations Security Council resolutions, though that characterization is disputed by Israel. United Nations Security Council Resolution 2334, passed in 2016, said that Israeli settlements in occupied Palestinian territory have no legal validity and constitute a flagrant violation of international law. International law does not distinguish between settlements in the West Bank or settlements in East Jerusalem, considering them both occupied territory. The Old City, and more specifically the Al-Aqsa compound, is governed by its own agreement known as the Status Quo. Israel is in charge of security on the site, and Jordan, through an Islamic organization called the Waqf, administers the religious sites. In normal times, visitors of all faiths are allowed to visit the complex, but only Muslims are allowed to pray there. Palestinians view East Jerusalem as the capital of a future Palestinian state.